Welcome to the Bovaer podcast, your go-to source for inside stories, cutting-edge research, and the latest updates in the world of dairy farming. For the 76th episode, we look at the Bovaer debate in the UK. How do consumer worries influence dairy's future? So please grab a glass of milk, sit back, and let's get started with this week's episode.
In a rapidly evolving world where sustainability is more crucial than ever, the dairy industry in the UK finds itself at a crossroads, caught between innovation's potential and the formidable power of consumer perception, as Arla Foods UK steps into the spotlight with its ambitious trial of the methane-reducing feed additive Bovaer. A wave of controversy has erupted, challenging the very fabric of modern dairy farming practices. This initiative, seen by some as a pioneering stride towards a greener future, sparks a heated debate fueled by public skepticism and widespread misinformation. What does this consumer backlash mean for the future of dairy farming, and how might it dictate the path of sustainable agriculture?
Methane emissions, a significant contributor to agricultural greenhouse gases, present a pressing challenge within the dairy industry. As the global community grapples with the urgent issue of climate change, the dairy sector stands at a critical juncture. Balancing growth and sustainability, the industry strives to reduce its methane footprint significantly. The urgency of this task is underscored by methane's heat-trapping capability, which is 80 times greater than carbon dioxide over a 2-decade period. Introducing Bovaer, a revolutionary feed additive developed by DSM-Firmenich with the potential to curb methane emissions. With just a quarter teaspoon per cow per day, Bovaer could reduce enteric methane emissions from dairy cattle by a remarkable 30%. For beef cattle, the reduction could reach up to 45%. This innovation represents a significant step towards sustainability, offering a robust response to the pressing demands of the current climate crisis and instilling hope for a greener future in the dairy industry. The global push to address methane emissions extends beyond the dairy industry, encompassing international initiatives like the Global Methane Pledge. This pledge aims to slash methane emissions by 30% by 2030. Innovative technologies like Bovaer play a pivotal role in this collective effort, providing immediate emissions reductions and paving the way for future advancements. By participating in the Bovaer trial, the dairy industry contributes to a global movement towards a more sustainable future. As countries worldwide commit to ambitious climate targets, adaptable and scalable solutions such as Bovaer highlight the intersection of science and sustainability. These pioneering efforts demonstrate the potential for substantial environmental impact, driving the industry towards a greener future and setting a precedent for innovations that align economic and ecological objectives.
Arla Foods UK has embarked on a groundbreaking trial to test the efficacy of Bovaer on 30 dairy farms. This strategic move aligns with Arla's broader sustainability vision, which aims to mitigate the environmental impact of dairy production. By collaborating with several major grocery retailers, Arla seeks to assess the practical implications of implementing Bovaer on a larger scale and collect comprehensive methane reduction data from real-world settings. The rationale behind this trial is deeply rooted in Arla's commitment to reducing Scope 3 greenhouse gas emissions and furthering its decarbonization efforts. Bovaer, a feed additive developed by DSM-Firmenich, promises to cut enteric methane emissions by significant margins, up to 30% for dairy cows. Such results support the dairy industry's environmental targets and represent a tangible solution to one of the most pressing climate challenges. The regulatory nod for Bovaer in the UK came in January, following its approval by the United States Food and Drug Administration, FDA. This feed ingredient is commercially available in 68 countries, underscoring its global reach and the widespread recognition of its potential benefits in reducing livestock methane emissions. This trial signifies more than just an attempt to test a novel product. It is a step towards steering the dairy industry toward a more sustainable future.
Arla Foods UK's announcement of the Bovaer trial inadvertently triggered a whirlwind of unexpected consumer backlash. Public figures such as UK MP Rupert Lowe played pivotal roles in amplifying dissent. Lowe openly declared his refusal to consume products containing Bovaer and urged an expedited review by DEFRA. This vocal stance resonated with sections of the public, many of whom apprehended the introduction of a synthetic additive into a staple like milk. Social media perpetuates rampant misconceptions, adding fuel to the fire. A key driver of this was the unfounded association of DSM Firmenich, the feed additive supplier, with high-profile tech billionaire Bill Gates. This erroneous linkage was shared widely, propagating suspicion and sowing doubt about the initiative's intentions, despite Arla and DSM Firmenich's clarifications. With its unparalleled reach and speed, social media became a fertile ground for spreading skepticism. Its echo chambers reverberated with misinformation, making it increasingly challenging for factual, nuanced details from the companies involved to gain traction. Arla and DSM Firmenich faced significant hurdles in tackling these challenges, navigating a complex landscape of consumer mistrust that extended beyond mere additive concerns to broader corporate transparency and integrity themes. Addressing these deep-seated reservations involved both organizations engaging with stakeholders through various channels. They aimed to dispel myths and underline Bovaer's rigorous scientific backing. Nevertheless, the rapid pace at which social media can distort narratives presented a formidable obstacle, underscoring the intrinsic challenge of managing corporate communications in an era where virality often outweighs veracity.
In the complex landscape of consumer behavior, skepticism towards food additives and chemicals often stems from a cocktail of psychological factors and societal influences. Dr. Jan Dijkstra, an associate professor in ruminant nutrition at Wageningen University, succinctly captures this sentiment by pointing to a growing distrust within Western society. He notes a prevalent ideology that aligns with nature is better, suggesting that consumers increasingly gravitate towards what is perceived as natural or organic. This preference arises partly from a fear of the unknown. Chemical names like 3-nitroxypropanol, for example, are dauntingly complex and conjure unease. Philip Graves, managing director at behavioral insights consultancy Shift, adds another layer by delving into the psychological underpinnings of these consumer reactions. He explains that the language used in communications about products like Bovaer can inadvertently trigger negative associations. For instance, trial implies uncertainty, feeding into consumers' inherent aversion to risk and loss. This mental association building often skews perception, causing a new product to be viewed with suspicion. In addition to these psychological facets, the influence of social media and popular influencers significantly colors public perception. Influencers with vast followings can amplify skepticism, intentional or not, by perpetuating myths or expressing personal biases. This effect is magnified in a media landscape where sensationalism often outshouts reasoned debate, leaving many consumers wary and misinformed. The cumulative impact of these factors underscores a critical challenge for industry stakeholders: the need for transparent, science-backed communication strategies. By effectively addressing consumer concerns and enhancing education about the safety and benefits of food additives, companies can shift perceptions and build trust in innovations designed to meet urgent environmental goals.
Due to the recent consumer backlash against Bovaer, companies find themselves at a crossroads. Transparency and proactive engagement must become central to their strategies. The journey towards consumer acceptance begins with open, candid communication that demystifies the science behind feed additives. Organizations need to build a narrative around the safety, purpose, and ecological benefits of these innovations, presenting data in a format that is not only accessible, but also relatable to the average consumer. Scientific backing plays a crucial role here. It is the foundation upon which trust can be built. Companies must be willing to fund comprehensive, high-quality research that stands up to scrutiny and critics alike. By publishing these results in peer-reviewed journals and making them available to the public, firms can reinforce the credibility of their claims. Furthermore, highlighting endorsements from independent regulatory bodies can help bridge the gap between skepticism and acceptance. Education is another critical pillar in mitigating backlash. Educational campaigns should illustrate the functionality and safety of additives like Bovaer and place them within the broader context of climate change mitigation efforts. comparisons to everyday chemicals such as salt and vinegar, each beneficial yet widely accepted, could help consumers make cognitive connections that ease resistance. Engaging with trusted influencers can significantly enhance these efforts. These figures can act as ambassadors, dispelling myths and addressing concerns through relatable content that resonates with a broader audience. By leveraging their established platforms, influencers can help shift public perceptions and steer the conversation toward a more informed understanding of the benefits and necessities of such innovations. Ultimately, the industry must listen attentively to consumer feedback, conducting surveys and focus groups that uncover underlying fears and misconceptions. This dialogue can provide invaluable insights, enabling companies to tailor their communications and engagement strategies effectively. By fostering an environment of transparency and informed discourse, the dairy industry can chart a path forward that advances sustainability and garners consumer trust and acceptance.
Consumer psychology is a complex tapestry that significantly influences public reception of sustainability initiatives. Perception often triumphs over reality, profoundly shaping consumers' attitudes. When sustainability efforts, like the Bovaer trial, encounter consumer skepticism, the problem is often rooted in the intricacies of psychological response. Experts such as Philip Graves underscore the pivotal role of framing and language in shaping these responses. In the psychological landscape consumers navigate, words are not mere conveyors of information but powerful triggers of emotion and belief. Phrases that suggest uncertainty or imply experimentation, such as trial or considered safe, can inadvertently cast shadows of doubt rather than enlightenment. Companies must delve into the art of positive priming to turn the tide. This involves crafting messages that resonate with authenticity and align with the public's environmental aspirations. The clear, affirmative language contextualizing the environmental benefits can guide the narrative from skepticism to supportive engagement. Moreover, situating the initiative within a broader environmental context is essential. By connecting the dots between product usage and tangible environmental outcomes, companies can bridge the gap between consumer concerns and ecological advancements. Avoiding negative associations is about more than just avoiding them. It's a call to inspire hope and confidence in the shared journey towards sustainability.
As the dairy industry strives toward a future where sustainability is not just a preference but a necessity, the role of feed additives like Bovaer becomes increasingly pivotal. The spotlight on environmental responsibility has never been sharper. With livestock emissions under intense scrutiny, there is a pressing need for solutions to curb methane output. Feed additives' potential to do just that places them at the forefront of this ecological endeavor. However, the journey is full of hurdles. Consumer concerns linger, casting long shadows over synthetic solutions despite their proven efficacy and cost efficiency. The industry is walking a tightrope between leveraging scientific advancements and addressing the alarm bells being rung by a skeptical public. The divide between synthetic and natural additives is stronger than ever, with calls for natural solutions gaining traction despite the scientific complexities they may harbor. Yet, the allure of reducing greenhouse gases at a reduced cost cannot be ignored. Additives present a viable, economically sensible pathway to reduce the carbon footprint associated with dairy production. This dual advantage makes them an attractive prospect for stakeholders determined to align their operations with sustainability goals, even as they navigate the intricate dynamics of consumer acceptance. The choice between synthetic and natural additives may hinge on a critical balance of consumer perception and scientific advocacy. The industry's commitment to greenhouse gas reduction seems unwavering, and feed additives, regardless of origin, will play a crucial role in this mission. The path forward will undoubtedly involve innovation in product development and communication of these advancements to an ever-discerning public.
In conclusion, Arla Foods UK's trial of Bovaer has revealed the potent influence of consumer reactions on the dairy industry's trajectory. This controversy underscores the intricate balance between embracing groundbreaking innovations and addressing consumer skepticism. As the industry advances, the imperative lies in fostering trust through transparent communication and engaging consumers positively to ensure that sustainability goals are effectively achieved. The conversation around Bovaer reveals more than just the challenges of implementing new technology. It highlights consumer perception's critical role in the industry's future. It prompts us to ponder, how can the dairy sector reconcile innovation with consumer acceptance to advance sustainability efforts while maintaining public trust? As stakeholders in this vital industry, the path forward hinges on informed decision-making and an understanding of consumer psychology in driving the sustainability agenda.
Thank you for tuning in to the Bovaer podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's insightful discussion. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Catch you next time on the Bovaer podcast, where bovine expertise and community come together.